What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 ADC, and today I have another little unpackaging to do for you guys. This is, I guess, been a week of unpackagings. I've done 3 in a row, bang, bang, bang. So it's good to have some content back in the channel. I feel like it was a little bit dry for a little bit, about a month or two ago, but now we're kind of speeding back up, getting through the list of lists that I joined, I guess. But this package is, of course, coming in from the Lefty passaround group, and this is coming in specifically from Josh over at Shield Arms. I will leave a link to his channel down below. Please go check him out and tell him I sent you. Unboxing knife is one of the unboxings from yesterday. I'm filming this on Friday. You guys are going to see this on Saturday, so happy Saturday. I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. But I unboxed this on Thursday. So this was the second of the 3 unboxing videos, the AZ USA Eldorado. Really cool knife. It's definitely growing on me. I'm still not sold, design-wise, but if you guys missed that unboxing, definitely go check that one out. This is micarta and Vanex steel, shows it right there, for sub $100, and it's a pre-order. It comes out, I think, in November or December. And one thing I forgot to mention on during the unboxing is if you go to the website and check it out, you can also, any pre-order you make of, I think, the 3 variations of the Eldorado, you get a free cochise. It's like a $50, one of their budget front flipper models. Pretty cool. Has like 14C, micarta, G10. So you get a free one of those too with every purchase of this. So I thought that was a good deal. Just a little bit of a added bonus to anyone wanting to pick it up. But without further ado, we're going to get right into, try not to poke the stupid packaging. We're going to get into the unboxing, and today's unpackaging or unboxing is 2 Remette knives. I think one of them is, I want to say the Woodpecker, and one of them is the Two Face, which the Woodpecker, I forget what it looks like. The Two Face, I believe, is the model that they are doing. Two Face that they're doing, that has the removable flipper to do a back flipper or a front flipper, which is really cool. You just unscrew it. But here is the Remette logo. Remette. Remette RT Two Face knife, DSFA, new, made in China, all that jazz. We'll unbox this one first. How do you pull this little tab? Okay. Comes in a taco shell. Remette has had some cool stuff coming out recently, so I'm pretty excited to check out this one. And I remember seeing the Woodpecker at some point. I just can't off the top of my head remember what it is. But here is the Two Face. You guys can see there, nice anodizing on the thumb studs, pivot collar. You have a full backspacer here, which is really cool, titanium. You have a non-reversible milled clip that looks like it has a ball bearing right there, which is cool. You have a frame lock, stout detent, very cool kind of sheep's foot style blade with a dual grind. Remette M390 blade right there, nice choil. Nice overall looking blade, very comfortable, choked back, choked up also very, very comfortable. The ergos are pretty fantastic for this one. Flipper tab works really good. Well, it's a late detent, or there's a detent ramp you have to get over. Action is solid. It's not blowing me away. I mean, it's stout, but it's a brand new knife, so I have to get used to how to manipulate it. But what I was talking about earlier, you guys can see there is a screw hole right there on the flipper to where you unscrew it, and then you can screw it in right there, and then that allows you to manipulate it into a front flipper. So I'm definitely gonna have to check that out and see which one I prefer. You also have a fuller right there, but yeah, you can use it. You can thumb flick off of it, and you can reverse flick. I feel like the reverse flick is easier though with the thumb studs, just because you do have the frame lock and you're going to be kind of building pressure, but you can do it both ways, I guess. So this is just one of those knives that I can already tell it's going to take a little bit of muscle memory just to get used to how to manipulate it. But overall, it's already breaking in just a smidge because I did just grab this from our package room. But Really like the flipper and how it's shaped. It's very front forward facing and it flies right out of there, which is really nice. Any detent or blade play? Nope, no blade play, locked up nice and tight. So that is the Remette Knives Two Face. Very, very cool. And then here we have the Woodpecker. Doesn't have anything, no branding on this one. Pull it out. Same thing. Taco shell pouch. Okay, yes, this is the Woodpecker. First thing that stands out is the green crystallized titanium. I don't think I've handled crystallized tie. The company that I know off the top of my head that's doing a ton of crystallized tie right now is Tuya. They're doing a lot with crystallized tie. And I'm not the biggest fan of it per se. However, I do really like this, the way this is done. It's almost like an emerald green. You know, it's very pretty to look at. Yeah, honestly, this is probably the best one I've seen so far. Obviously, the first one I think I've seen in person. I don't know if that's for like a tritium inlay. You have a milled clip here. You have a front flipper as well as a hole for deployment. Flies right out. You have a really nice sheep's foot style blade of M390. Nice thin edge, pretty thin blade stock. A very futuristic looking knife and not very big. Definitely, you know, kind of stout and kind of thick, but also thin in the same vein. A little bit of blade play. Thumb flick works pretty well. Reverse flick works good. Don't love the front flipper right off the rip, just because it is like so far away. I mean, it works, but I just, it's just really easy to roll off of it. So it'll take a little bit to get used to. I guess you kind of have to put your thumb down here a little bit more and just kind of roll with it. But you know, it's all right. Reverse flick is pretty good though, and ergos are pretty solid for it being not a very big knife. And you guys know I am usually a fan of these smaller, you know, small to medium, kind of the medium sized knives. So I don't have any issues with this, and I quite like it. Again, kind of a cool surprise. I forgot that it was in this crystallized tie, kind of an emerald green, but it's very, very cool. Action is snappy. It's cool too because it's all, you know, there's no screws. So I'm not sure off the rip how you would even take this apart. I'm sure there's a video out there somewhere. Looks like this. You can push in on the backspacer, and I would imagine that does something. But I'm not going to take it apart because you know, a little fun fact, as much as I love knives and love collecting knives and, you know, as ingrained as I am in the knife, you know, world and community, sometimes I hate taking knives apart, guys. I really do. They're just a pain in the ass. You know, they're finicky getting the screws back in together. And I don't like it. But coming up on the channel, hopefully within the next month or so, I'm going to start a little mini series called MMOK, which is modding my own knives. You know, I want to get some new scales, kind of just, you know, nothing too crazy mod wise, but there are some knives that I want to, you know, update a little bit, make, you know, breathe some fresh air into them, like my bug out. I've mentioned this before on the channel to you guys, but my bug out I have not carried in like a year and a half, 2 years. It was my primary work knife, and I beat the shit out of it, and I just don't, you know, it needs new scales, needs a nice cleaning, so I want to, you know, refresh that, and there's some other stuff I want to do, so that's going to challenge me to take my knives apart more and to get more comfortable with that. But I don't know if there's anyone else out there that kind of feels the same way about it like I do, but I don't know, I just don't. Some guys love it and they love to see the internals of the knife and, you know, to tweak it and make it their own. But if it has a good action from factory, 9 times out of 10, I'm just leaving it like that. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you guys think the same way I do. And there's some of you guys out there that, you know, as much as you love knives and as much as you love everything about this community we're in, you just don't like opening and taking apart and putting back together knives. But yeah, I digress. That was my unboxing of the Remette Two Face as well as the Remette Woodpecker. 2 very cool knives, and I cannot wait to get these things in pocket. And my full review will be out within the next 2 weeks on them. So keep an eye out for that. But I'm going to wrap this up now. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, night, day, whenever you're watching this. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.